Sometimes life's problems can be too much. When you need a helping hand or a friend to talk to, Serena is there whenever or wherever you need her. Follow the link in the description for your free trial.
Am I the asshole for going to get ice cream instead of going home after my flight landed? I hadn't seen my husband in a month as I was staying with my sister. He promised he would pick me up from the airport and we would spend time together, but he sent his brother instead. I was upset even though my brother-in-law told me something came up, which is why he was there instead. I asked him if we could go and get ice cream before we went home. He didn't seem to want to go, but I suggested I take an Uber if he had plans, so he agreed and we went and got ice cream. The entire time we were there he was on his phone and it felt like he was trying to rush me. When I finally got home my husband was there and annoyed. He wanted to know why I hadn't come home immediately and said he had cleared his schedule for the evening so we could spend time together like I had asked. I told him I assumed he was busy since he didn't come to the airport, but he's still upset with me and with his brother for taking me to get ice cream. Am I the asshole? Who complains about getting ice cream? Husband and Bill is the asshole here. Hope the ice cream was good. Best of luck. Edit. YTA. Okay, the 2 hours for getting ice cream is insane. With this info added up, you are the asshole for sure. No reason for a 2-hour inconvenience to the bill at all. Seems crazy you didn't include that you screwed around for 2 hours in the original post. What are you hiding? I gotta ask. Is getting ice cream a euphemism for fucking his brother, because 2 hours is a long time? Do you not have cell phones and can communicate with each other what is happening? Info. How long have you guys been cheating on each other for? Info. Why was getting ice cream at that moment so important? You even admit that the brother didn't want to go, but then you seemingly go and sit down to eat it? Was this to spite your husband? Esh. This is weird. Am I the asshole for not leaving my mother-in-law anything to eat after she said she wasn't hungry? We usually do intermittent fasting, meaning we don't eat after 5 p.m., but when I'm on my period, my appetite gets several times bigger. Last night I craved for a chicken sandwich with chili and I asked my mother-in-law whether she wanted any. She said no, she wasn't hungry, and since my husband doesn't eat at that time, I only made one. I quickly gobbled it up, and when my mother-in-law came into the kitchen again, the plate was already wiped clean. She asked me in shock, "You're done that fast?" I was pretty embarrassed and told her it's my favorite. Then she said, "And you didn't think to at least offer people staying in the house with you a bite?" I was confused and told her, "But you said you weren't hungry and Jake, my husband, doesn't eat at this hour." She said, "You didn't think to store some in the fridge in case I do get hungry?" I told her I'm sorry, I really didn't think that far ahead. I'll make a new one. But then I remembered that we were all out of chili and sheepishly told her I'ma go buy some. She told me not to bother, but I insisted. But even after looking at several convenience stores, I couldn't find the brand I was looking for, and since it was nearly midnight by then, I didn't have many options. I called Jake and asked him what I should do, and he told me to just get one from a snack near us. When I got home though and brought it to my mother-in-law, she refused to eat it and said, "I told you to forget it, I don't eat takeout." She insisted she didn't want it, nor did she want anything else, as she wasn't hungry, that she had just smelled the chili earlier and wanted a bite. I told her, "Okay, if you need anything let me know." I went back to the kitchen and ate that sandwich too. The next day, Jake and I wake up to find mother-in-law gone, with a text sent to my husband that says she won't be putting her foot in our house ever again for the amount of disrespect I showed her. Apparently she did get hungry later and went looking for the sandu and couldn't find it. Jake was livid that I ate that one too and told me this is my fault and I should go with him to apologize to her. I got angry too and told him why couldn't she have just asked directly instead of going around all these circles in the first place. He ignored me and grabbed his jacket and keys and left. Am I really in the wrong here? Not the asshole. If someone tells you they don't want any, they don't get any. Words mean things. Not the asshole, but I'm so proud of you for accidentally outing this woman's manipulative behavior. Chaotic good. I just picture everyone in this house sneaking back into the kitchen to eat random food and the next person being so GD sad that it's gone. To be clear, you went way above and beyond by trying to replicate the chicken chili sandwich the first time. That was far more than required by standards of kindness. You asked and she declined. Twice. Girl, she's setting you up at that point, but you literally ate right through her plan. I love it. Not the asshole. I have a suspicion Op would have been in trouble with Mill no matter what she did. Am I the asshole for telling my estranged sister and our parents that she and her kids are not my problem? 7 years ago I was married and expecting a baby when things went horribly wrong. Around 10 weeks into my pregnancy I suffered a miscarriage and then I returned home to find my husband in bed with my sister. The two of them tried to apologize and convince me that we could all get over it. But I wanted nothing to do with either of them, and even less so when I found out she had gotten pregnant. My divorce was finalized quickly because I wanted nothing from him other than the divorce and was willing to leave the marriage with nothing but the clothes on my back. Pretty early I realized my parents were hoping I would want to still be part of the baby's life, but I wanted nothing to do with the baby my sister conceived while sleeping with my husband, now ex, as I lay in hospital losing my own pregnancy. I refused any and all contact with my sister and ex. They married and had 2 more children after the one she conceived during my marriage to him. I met my current husband when I had distanced myself from my whole family, and he was amazing and his family were great. We got married 2 years ago and his family are nothing short of the best. I adore the nieces and nephews I have gained through my marriage to him, and we spend a lot of time together. Around 3 months ago my sister called me at work, using my work phone, and told me she needed me and could I please come to her. I hung up the phone and continued about my day. It was several hours later that I got a message from my parents saying I needed to be with my sister. A few days later I got another call and was told my sister had been pregnant. The baby passed away inside of her and she delivered a stillborn, all while he was out sleeping with someone else. My parents and sister expected me to rally around her and I didn't. Now that some time has passed and she lives with them, I have been inundated with them saying I should meet her kids, be there for them like I am my husband's nieces and nephews, and that I should reconcile with the family. My sister told me how sorry she was again and that she wanted us to make up. I told the 3 of them that she and her kids are not my problem and I still want nothing to do with them. My parents are furious and they say I need to forgive because whatever she did, she is now suffering worse than would ever be deserved, and her kids are innocent and deserve an aunt. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your sister fucked around, and now she's finding out. I'm incredibly sorry that either of you had to go through any of that, both the miscarriage, stillbirth and the cheating, but this is karma wrapped in a big fucking bow. Worse than could ever be deserved? I happen to think she got exactly what she deserved. She got exactly what she gave to you. Literally found herself in the exact same predicament, and the fact that she thinks she deserves your sympathy is almost comical. I honestly think you should cut communication with all 3 of them, your horrid sister and kind of even more so horrid parents. Of course you're not the asshole. Don't question yourself for a minute. Continue to live your best life, without the unnecessary baggage some might refer to as your family. Am I the asshole not letting my parents babysit anymore? My wife and I have 2 daughters, Julia, 5, and Alina, 17 months. I've always been close to my family, and my parents are really involved with my daughters. They've regularly babysat Julia since she was around 1, and then Alina too. Currently it's 2 or 3 times a week. I know that sounds like a lot, but it always seemed to be their choice. We were always able to afford normal childcare. Originally, that was the plan when my leave was finished. However, my parents thought it was a waste since Mum could watch them and they could spend time with their grandchild instead. The whole system happened because they asked for it. We do thank them, and appreciate it. Our girls are really close with them. However, around 3 weeks ago I went over and overheard my parents complaining to my sister about it. Apparently we're being selfish and basically just pawning off our children. Basically abandoning our responsibility. I was pretty upset and we ended up arguing about it. They ended up saying that we're essentially shit parents who refuse to do our job. That we shouldn't just leave our children to them. But we literally only did that because they wanted to be there for the kids. We didn't bring it up or force it, and whenever they couldn't we found backup options. Since then we haven't left Julia or Alina with my parents. I have no interest in it after finding out how two-faced they were about it all. We've got a temporary alternative and are looking into more permanent options. Last week Mum asked when we were going to have the kids over and I basically told her we weren't. I don't want to abandon my duty, and feel uncomfortable having my children around someone who thinks so little of my wife, and I mean I definitely don't want our girls to start thinking we don't care. My parents are mad and think I'm being entitled and unreasonable, but I think it's a reasonable boundary. My sister has jumped in claiming I'm a horrible son and taking advantage of them, but they clearly didn't think I should give my responsibility away to them, so I'm not. My wife is conflicted and I know Julia was really close to them, so a part of me is worried my reaction is unreasonable and asshole. Why? Am I the asshole here? Not the asshole, it's your choice since they are your kids, and if your parents think you're abandoning your responsibility as a parent, they shouldn't be mad that you rather stay with your kids than giving them to your parents. Not the asshole. Your mom was talking crap behind your back to your sister, then blamed you when she got caught, then doubled down and accused you and your wife of bad parenting. If you could walk up and hear it, so can your kids. Stay strong. You are not wrong, she is. Not the asshole. Does mom know you heard her talking trash? Maybe let her know how disappointed you are in her behavior. She needs to get a clue and apologize for what she said. She can't claim to want to watch those kids and then also claim to be a martyr for doing exactly that.